Today's game, the SpongeBob game, is underway.
How's that? Underway here from Milwaukee as the Milwaukee Wave in their yellow SpongeBob SquarePants jerseys with the black trunks taking on the Syracuse Silver Knights. Syracuse going right to left as we look at the action. Tom went along with the Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer bringing you this action here from the UW-Milwaukee Panther Arena. Crowd still filing in here for this early afternoon start. And again, we welcome everyone tuned into our broadcast today, be it in the city of Milwaukee, Milwaukee County, the state of Wisconsin, the United States of America, the North American continent, the planet Earth, the International Space Station, or worlds beyond. Welcome one and all, and here we go. This is a big one today between the Wave and the Silver Knights. Now Ian Bennett turning, trying to slot one across the middle, broken up by the Syracuse goalkeeper Andrew Coughlin. Coughlin in his second year, a former member of the University of Syracuse team. They've got a couple of former Syracuse Orange players on this team. Angel Curiel, his nickname is Chino, number 28 has it for the Wave. We'll leave it back for Chad Vandegrift. Going across to Ricardinho. The slightly built Brazilian trying to get around far side, cut off by Bo Jelovec, who's twice as big, and Jelovec in frustration pushes him down. That is going to be a tough matchup physically for Ricardinho, Art, if he's going up against Jelovec all day.
Well, Jelovec's a target player. They've moved him there this year, and so Ricky won't be matched up against him very often, but Wave with an early restart opportunity. That's an area that the Wave has really got to start to function a little bit better on here. They've really dropped off here the last three games on their attacking restarts.
Restarts and special teams have been a struggle in the last three games for Milwaukee during this losing streak. Wave winning its first 12, dropping the last three all on the road, 12-3 overall, 6-0 here in the friendly confines of Panther Arena. Syracuse at 6-5, 5-2 on the road. And the Silver Knights, Art, after today's game and then tomorrow's rematch with the Ambush, whom they defeated 9-5 in St. Louis last night, they will have 7 of the last 9 games at home and in very good shape schedule-wise for the rest of the season. Forbes trying to see if he could launch one back downfield after the steal, but fortunately it was blocked by the Wave. Coming to the near corner as that's Isaac Pereira, number 18, making his debut for the Wave today, the Mexican native. He was trying to get around Ben Rahman, and eventually Syracuse clears it out. So Pereira called on today by Coach Giuliano Oliviero with the rash of injuries Milwaukee has suffered. As we mentioned, no Robert Renaud, the league's 5th leading scorer. Season is done with a knee injury suffered in Monterrey last Sunday. 19 goals, 13 assists, but the Wave will not have him the rest of the season. The 1/3 member of the Rymax trio, as a foul is called. No Andre Hain, still coming back from a slight knee strain. I talked with Andre before the game. He said he might be able to come back next week. No Daniel Matos, still out with a sprained ankle, recovering from a sprained ankle, although he's close to getting back as well. And Milwaukee's still without Hans Dennison, so they are going to have to pull up the bootstraps, the rest of the fellas. Shot by Leite, deflected wide.
You mentioned Hans Dennison. He, in his return from Mexico for the Mexico trip, was stopped at the border, and he's still in Mexico. Said he's got to wait 10 days before he gets back over. I asked Ian Bennett last night, I said, what's he doing? He said, well, the Monterrey team has put him up at the hotel. And then I said, is he training with Monterrey? And he said, wouldn't that be something? Hans with all the Mexican players out there. But hey, you know, you're going to put him up at the hotel. You might as well let him train as well.
Why not? Here's a steal here. Bennett coming in. Shot at a goal! Ian Bennett. The Wave's leading scorer, the second leading scorer on the Wave, and he's got goal number 36 of the season. Milwaukee leads it 1-0.
The Wave with an early defensive attack goal. It was a turnover by Vital in the defensive zone, and you see Bennett clinically finishing it to Coughlin's right-hand side. Just what the doctor ordered for the Wave. They've been struggling to score goals here. And an early finish by Bennett gives them the lead.
Ian's 36th. And he's also got 9 assists to go along with that, total of 45 points. So that moves him into a tie with Sonora's Frank Teo for the league scoring leadership, both with 45 points. And I believe that might be unassisted. We'll double check on that. But again, big goal by Bennett to get the Wave off and rolling here in the first quarter. Syracuse with it. Silver Knights going left to right. Conardo Forbes, one of 3 original members of the Silver Knights, dating back to their 2011-12 debut in the old MISL. Jelovic, who came in year 2 of the team, will play it back for Forbes. Darren Toby and Slava Ubi Parapovic are the other original members of the Silver Knights. But as we've talked about, Art, they've got a solid veteran core that's been together for several years, and certainly not intimidated by coming and playing on the road.
No, they're a big physical team. I'll just hold my thought here.
Pass broken up across, cleared upfield. It will stay in play. Coughlin will get it at midfield.
Big physical team, as you mentioned, a lot of veteran players. I was impressed last night against St. Louis with their possession. They really spread St. Louis out. They had long stretches of possession during that game, and they're going to need to possess the ball well here today if they want to come out with a victory in Milwaukee.
Turning shot by Jelovic, broken up. Now comes to Ubi Parapovic with a shot and a nice save there by Lemos. Well, Josh bouncing back with a pretty good game Thursday night in the Waves' 5-3 loss at Cedar Rapids. He looked a bit shell-shocked after the Mexican tour, but I thought he bounced back pretty strong.
He was shell-shocked in Mexico. There's no question about it. Played pretty well against Cedar Rapids, and important for Josh to get off to a good start here. You saw the save with the left hand on Ubi Parapovic. And if you're the Wave, you've got to get to Ubi Parapovic's left foot.
Jake Schindler with a blast coming in. That one just wide right. Takeaway from Vitali, but Wave going to call for a foul. And they're going to charge Max Ferdinand with the foul there. There you get a look at Max, Wave's second leading scorer and the league's top playmaker with 30 assists coming in. Far corner Forbes with it as he's being marked by Santos. Conardo trying to get inboard, fires one in off the glass. Lemos is there to get it. Here's Josh Lemos now, starting to lead the counterattack. Pereira far side, knocked away from behind, and they play on. Isaac again making his debut for the Wave. Here's Slava with it. Former Cleveland State University Viking, the alma mater of longtime Wave greats and longtime referee Tim Tima. Former Cleveland State Viking, bouncing ball sent in, and Lemos right there to cover up.
You saw the last time Ubi Parapovic had the ball, Tom. Everything with the left foot. He dribbled, probably took 10 touches, and he never touched the ball with his right foot.
Here's Max trying to go 3-on-2. Ferdinand coming in. Ferdinand rolls one in wide right. Rebound, follow, tapped in front. Now Pereira attempting to get it back as he and Vandegrift double teaming in the corner. Pops out to the line. Milwaukee will retain possession.
Unfortunate for Pereira. That shot by Ferdinand bounced up off the boards. Didn't come off low and clean. It hopped up, and it was a tough finish for him on the rebound.
Marcio Leite controls for the Wave. In for Guilherme Vega. Guilherme, by the way, going to play up front today in an attacking spot. Try to get him as a target guy, apparently, is the plan. Again, with Andre Hain being out still with that slight knee strain. So the Wave trying to get a little more of offensive presence up there. Vega had been primarily a defender up till now. Lemos with it. Pressure from Patrick Thompson. Flicked on. Chamale trying to get it back from Vega. Daniel goes to the corner as he controls. Now Leite with it. Marcio playing in the back. So you have a switch of sorts. Marcio, who's more of a midfield forward type, playing in the back. Coming through. Bennett drives one in. And a nice shot block that time It was that Darren Toby that got back to make that block. Good position there, as it looked like Bennett might have a good bid for his second goal already today. Wave doing a pretty good job to control the possession right here. Again, Milwaukee played Thursday night in Cedar Rapids. Syracuse played last night in St. Louis. Ferdinand trying to come one-on-one against Il Paisano. Joey Tavernisi drives one in. It's cleared out. Santos will get it. Grable at midfield. Stewart, the native of Neenah, Wisconsin, played his college ball at UWGB. Back for Santos. Moving on the far wing, here's Chino. Chino against Vitale. Curiel still controlling as he'll play it back for Lemos. And again, Art, good possession here by the Wave so far in the first quarter.
Great stretch of possession right here. About a minute and a half so far. Syracuse hasn't touched the ball.
Chino to the near corner. Double teamed. Has it deflect off the official. The officials, by the way, are Jamie Walter and Chris Penzo. We've seen Jamie many times throughout the years. I'm not sure. This might be the first time we've seen Chris Penzo coming down the middle. Oh, the drive by Santos just high. Ricardinho with the rebound. Boy, Santos, nice move that time, but could not finish.
And that's really what we saw a lot during the Mexican trip in this last game against Cedar Rapids. Point-blank opportunities for the Wave and a failure to hit the target from close range.
Well, Milwaukee did ring up 10 goals in each of the games down in Mexico. The losses to Sonora and Monterrey. However,
well, 10 goals at Solis. I mean, come on, Tom. You and I could probably go get a few guys off the street and put up at least 5 or 6 in that building.
Here's Pereira turning shot. Safe made by Coughlin. Yeah, the field in Hermosillo is not exactly overwhelmingly large, that's for sure.
And then against Monterrey, surprisingly, I mean, that was a shootout just up and down the field. It was 14-10. Probably could have been 25-18.
Drive by Forbes, wide right. Ricardinho rebound. Flicks it off to Pereira. Trying to see if he can keep the possession. Surrounded by 3 defenders, but Syracuse able to get it back. Wave coming in today's game. A plus 35 in the goal difference. They've scored 128, given up 93. The 128, by the way, leads the MASL. Syracuse, meanwhile, a lot more conservative offensively. 73 goals scored, 70 given up. A plus 3. Now ball worked near side. Bennett coming off the bench. Ian coming in. He drives one in. Shot, a goal! Wow, he picked his spot and was able to put it in the low far corner. 2 goals for Bennett, 2-0 Wave.
Really nice first-time ball that time by Drew Ruggles on the opposite side. He was intending the pass for Max Ferdinand. And then Bennett coming off the bench on a line change. Perfect position. And then a low rocket to the far post to beat Coughlin to his right-hand side. And for a team that was struggling to finish in Cedar Rapids, Tom, that's the man right there to get him going, number 26, Ian Bennett.
I'm not sure there's anybody in the league from the right side who can finish better to the low left corner. Ruggles with the assist. Drew, the third-year veteran out of Georgia Southern University, gets his 5th assist, 14 points. Ian Bennett now takes over as the MASL scoring leader, 37 goals, I should say, 9 assists, 46 points.
Great vision that time by Ruggles to split 2 Syracuse defenders. And like I said, he was trying to play that ball to Max Ferdinand, and Ian just hopped off the bench, and he was off to the races on that right side.
The Wave would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting good brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of the Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. Also like to remind you that you're watching the Wave and Silver Knights on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. And get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter.
Well, Tom, you're mired in a 3-game losing streak. Who do you call? SpongeBob SquarePants.
Bennett,
I was thinking about it as I looked at the jerseys. You know, you mentioned Tim Tima. I mean, they would have told Tima that he was wearing a SpongeBob SquarePants jersey today for the game, or a guy like Rusty Troy, Dean Kelly, right? George Pastor. I'm not sure what they would have said. Yeah. But hey, whatever works, man. 2018, let's go.
It would be interesting to get the perspective of those guys, for sure.
Especially Tima. Tima used to come out after halftime sometimes with an Army camouflage gear on, getting ready for battle in the second half. Hey, Timmy, grab that SpongeBob SquarePants jersey. Let's go.
Milwaukee with it. As they work into the corner, there's Guilherme Vega. Again, Vega pushed up front today by Wave coach Giuliano Oliviero from his defender spot. Chino against Darren Toby. Plays it back out for Leite. Marcio playing in the back today. He and Stuart Grable, the defensive pairing right now, as Marcio goes off for a change along with Chad Vandegrift. Now Chino trying to go against Toby. Little step over, good D by Toby. Another original member of the Silver Knights, dating back to their first season, 2011-2012. Toby, a graduate of the College of Charleston down in South Carolina. Santos trying to go one-on-one against Tavernisi. Drives one in wide left. Knights and Wave battle for it, and Syracuse finally comes up with it. On the near wing, that's Liam Callahan, the former captain of the Syracuse University Orange. Robin far side has it taken away. Now Max trying to come in, and he is dumped on the play, and Rahman will go to the box for 2 minutes.
You know, it was interesting, Tom, because Jamie Walter, the referee on the far side, actually it was Penzel, the other referee, he already had the delayed penalty called. And I'm not so sure that shouldn't be another 2-minute penalty on top of it. Because the blue card was out originally for a jersey pull, and then the takedown from behind probably warrants another blue card as well.
Looks like Max is going to be okay. Wave could ill afford too many other injuries right now, especially if you're talking any half of the IMAX tandem.
And I'm not sure I've ever seen that, Tom, where there's been a delayed penalty and then another penalty has been called on the same time there was a delayed penalty. Have you in all your years seen that, Tom?
I think once, but not to the same guy. All right, Wave on the power play. They have had a bit of a struggle as of late after being quite a juggernaut last year and earlier in this season. Milwaukee so far this year, 15 of 36 for 42%. Still in the upper half of the league as far as power play conversions. Syracuse, as far as penalty killing, they've killed off 11 of 18 for 61%. Again, they're about middle of the pack as far as penalty killing in the league. Ferdinand, good job to win it there as Milwaukee will gather it in. Ricardinho along with Marcio, Max, Ian Bennett and Vega, Yelovec along with Schindler, Toby, and looks like Vitale, the penalty killers for coach Ryan Hall. Max near side, he'll tee one up. Looked like that was partially blocked as it went wide right. Yelovec trying to work his way out of the zone. Yelovec, a 6-year veteran out of SUNY Albany. Ball chipped downfield at the end of the period. Penalty will carry over. Wave will be on the power play for 47 seconds in the second period. But a good first period for Milwaukee, and at the end of one, it's the Wave 2, the Silver Knights nothing. This is MASL TV and Wave Soccer.
Experience Wisco Hotels, a broad selection of quality hotels throughout the state of Wisconsin for the value-minded traveler. Whether you're looking for a hotel in Milwaukee, Madison, Fond du Lac, Appleton, or Oshkosh, Wisco Hotels has you covered with great service, comfort, convenience, outstanding hotel rates, special hotel promotions, and so much more. To book your room or to get more information, visit wiscohotels.com. Wisco Hotel Group, proud partners of your Milwaukee Wave.
For all your construction needs.
For just a moment, think about your life without electricity. No lights, no refrigerator, no computers. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? American Transmission Company helps to keep the lights on. ATC's electric transmission lines deliver electricity from where it's generated to where it's needed. We help provide people in Wisconsin with economical, reliable power for their everyday life. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Go where the pros go for chiropractic care, massage therapy, and exercise rehabilitation. Goodyear Chiropractic Health Center, the official chiropractor and massage therapist for the Milwaukee Wave.
Arena has experience in some of the biggest events in the country, and we're able to bring that same expertise to local events. We do a lot of corporate anniversaries, company parties. Most of them never plan events like this, so they're looking for our experience to plan these events with them.
Well, every August, we have our customer appreciation party where we close down the restaurant. Customers are able to sample beer, wine, enjoy live music, desserts, the whole 9 yards.
Arena can provide a turnkey service from tents, tables and chairs, linens.
Everybody has a wonderful time, and it's something different out of the ordinary that we're able to do for our customers and for our vendors. They're able to just sit back and relax.
People want more than just a cover for weather. They were able to transform parking lots into amazing event venues.
Arena Rental is very easy to work with. I would recommend them to anybody.
Experience Wisco Hotel.
Some of the crowd here at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, home of the Milwaukee Wave. As we get set to start the second period, Wave hosting the Syracuse Silver Knights. Tom went along with the Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer, bringing you the action here today. Let's take a look on our Wisconsin Vision instant replay on some of the opening ceremonies here today. Here's the Wave huddling up, getting ready to go. There's Josh Lemos, Milwaukee's goalkeeper. Wave, as you noticed, wearing the SpongeBob SquarePants jerseys today. Ian Bennett got things started for the Wave. That goal at 4:19 of the first period after the Syracuse turnover. And then Josh Lemos coming up with a great save there. That might be our State Farm Insurance save of the first half right there, Art. So good start for the Wave. Let's see if they can keep it going. Bennett with a shot turned away by Coughlin.
Speaking of saves, a good one right there by Coughlin to rob Bennett of an early hat trick.
Excellent save there. Again, Milwaukee starting the second period on the power play as the holding penalty to Ben Rammond carries over for the first 47 seconds.
You saw what Bennett did right there, Tom. He shot first time, and that's one of the things that's been lacking with the Wave power play is they're just taking too many touches on the ball. The ball movement's too slow. They need to employ a little bit more one-touch passing and one-touch shooting here and be a little more urgent in their approach.
Bennett from the near corner tries to drive one in. Blocked out of bounds. I think that was Schindler who stepped up to get it. Schindler, a Rochester area native who attended Roberts Wesleyan University in Buffalo, or actually North Rochester, North Chile, New York, I believe that's in.
Looks like a Rochester / Buffalo type of guy, huh? Big, strong, workmanlike, blue-collar defender.
And you better believe if he gets annoyed out there, he'll be making a list of people to come back against. I'm sure he's heard that one a few times.
I've heard it a few times.
So, Syracuse able to kill off the Wave's power play. And the Silver Knights now will try to get something going on the attack.
That's what you really liked about the Wave first goal, Tom. You're struggling on the power play and restarts. That defensive attack goal was big.
Forbes drives one in. Lemos able to make the save and then cover up before Tavernisi could pounce on it. Milwaukee works it out of the back. Busy weekend in the Major Arena Soccer League, as this is one of 5 games here today. Got 3 more coming up tomorrow on the slate. We'll run them down for you. In case you missed it last night, Baltimore hung on to beat the Kansas City Comets 15-8. That was a 10-8 game with about 5 minutes to go in Baltimore. And then the Blast able to put it away at the end. They improved to 11-2. Kansas City dropped to 4-9. And that loss by the Comets means that if the Wave wins today, they will clinch a spot in the 2018 Ron Newman Cup playoffs. Top 2 teams in each division will do it. Also last night, as we mentioned, Syracuse beating St. Louis 9-5 in St. Louis. Silver Knights will be back there tomorrow to round out a 3-game weekend. Schedule maker not making it easy on the Silver Knights this weekend. And then El Paso at home defeating the Turlock Express 13-4. Coyotes breaking a 5-game losing streak. And Express still struggling, especially on the road.
Last night in St. Louis, Tom, the ambush led 2-1 in the third, and then Syracuse with 5 unanswered, or at least a 5-1 advantage in the third quarter to break that open.
Ambush came back with a couple of goals, make it 6-4, but they just couldn't get any closer from that point on.
That was 6-4, and then they had a power play to get a little closer, but couldn't convert. A couple late empty net goals.
Here the Wave trying to see if they can extend their 2-0 lead. Lemos looking for Drew Ruggles on the run down the right wing there, and it was off the top of the dasher board into the stands. We still got a few fans rolling in here. Early start today, noon start. Felt like we were showing up, Art, to do a college basketball game here today with this starting time.
Yeah, this is as early a starting time as I can ever remember. You would know better, Tom. Wave ever started at 12 before?
Yeah, actually, if you think back, Art, a couple of those times back in the old Bradley Center where we had conflicts with the Packers playoff games, we pushed the starting time up to 11 a couple of times. Those were ungodly early. Thompson with a shot. Good save there by Lemos.
I'd venture to say if I was in the lineup in any of those games, Tom, I'm checking my stats, I probably didn't play very well.
Well, I believe that was the time by the time you'd moved behind the bench. But yeah.
Tough to go from Water Street straight to the field.
Elsewhere in the MASL today and tomorrow, you've got Baltimore hosting Harrisburg tonight. Florida will be entertaining the Kansas City Comets. RGV Barracudas down in Hidalgo, Texas, taking on the Tacoma Stars. And big one tonight, Art in Hermosillo. Soles de Sonora, the red-hot Sonorans taking on the San Diego Sockers, who saw their undefeated season come to an end in Ontario the other night.
That game's in Solis?
In Solis, and you better believe El Centro de Usos Multiplex will be rocking for that one.
Yeah, I'm going to predict that the Sockers are going to suffer their second straight loss.
Ontario beating them 8-5 the other night in Ontario. Here's Chino trying to get around his man. Chino coming in, lays it off the post, broken up, rebound, follow by Ruggles. Just a bit high on the bouncer over the frame, and Coughlin comes up with it. Check out a Wisconsin Vision instant replay. Boy, nice run up field that time by Chino. Beat his defender, and unlucky for Ruggles, he just could not direct it into the net. Chino pressuring that time as Tavanese gets it over to the goalkeeper, Coughlin.
That's twice Syracuse has been beaten off the dribble by a Wave midfielder or defender, and then they failed to rotate, allowed the Wave player to walk in all alone.
Again, that one coming at the tail end of extended possession by the Wave. They have probably had it about 85% of the time. We got a foul here as Jelovec put down Vega in front of the Wave bench. Check it out one more time. I actually looked like he was trying to hold him up there at the end, but Vega was already off balance. Ruggles sends it downfield as Isaac Pereira works in the corner. Pereira, Mexican native, making his debut for the Wave. Now they'll swing it out Vandegrift near side to Ferdinand. Max out high, trying to work against Jelovec. And again, Jelovec, big strong guy. He is not afraid to use his physical presence defensively.
Defender turned forward here over the last couple of years.
He's really a guy who seems like he can play anywhere. We've seen him all over the pitch, and in fact, even basically had to be the goalkeeper for the entire game a few years back. Oh, Max, look at those moves, but can't set up the shot. Hustling back, boy, what a tackle there by Isaac Pereira. Syracuse not very happy. Here comes the Wave in a 4-on-2. And Pereira coming in, and he got wiped out in the middle, and ball cleared downfield. And the bodies are starting to get laid out here on the turf.
Speaking of former referee Tim Tima, let him play, huh? Let him play. It's like Timmy liked to do. Watch again here on the Wisconsin Vision instant replay. Didn't see a foul there.
Nope. Good no call. As they will take a break, media timeouts. 2-0 Milwaukee, and
Syracuse was hot. They felt like Ubi Parapovic got fouled hard on the counterattack.
Well, it was good hustle by Pereira, no question about it. He might have been just a bit behind. And as we see the President CEO of the Silver Knights, Tommy Tanner, dropping by. Looking good, T.
Yeah, President CEO and former Cleveland Crunch star. We were just talking about Tim Tima. Timmy, a teammate, former teammate of Tommy's.
Oh yeah, long time back in those Cleveland days. Some awesome teams with Tima, Tanner, Marinero, Karich, Orff.
They won a championship together, I believe. Is that right, Tom? 3 championships.
3 championships.
Okay. He looks at me like, come on, Art. 3 championships, man.
Well, they have put together an excellent team here in Syracuse, and they are definitely going to be heard from.
Hey, Tom, I'm just going to put Tommy on here for a brief chat with him.
Absolutely. So, we welcome in Tommy Tanner, the president, general manager of the Syracuse Silver Knights. Tommy, great to have you in here for a little bit. Glad you could make the trip. It's a busy weekend for you guys.
It is a busy weekend. It's like the old days when we used to have 2 of these every season. So, I actually, everyone's talking about what a terrible schedule is. Obviously, it's 2-0 right now, but I think we should do more of this in the league.
Well, it's back in the old days when we used to have the old 40-game schedule. Probably mandated a little more of that 3-on-3 stuff, but Keith Tozer always used to say that once you get the legs going, what the heck, by the time you get to that 3rd game, as long as you're, not too banged up physically, really wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, correct. I mean, this is a tough one because we played last night. The guys didn't get in until 3:30 in the morning into the hotel, and then, probably can't sleep right away, right? So probably got about 4 or 5 hours sleep. But to me right now, it doesn't look like it's a legs issue, right? I mean, Milwaukee's just keeping good possession of the ball, and I don't see us not having our legs right now.
Wave with it as they move it right to left. And Syracuse once again will be back in St. Louis tomorrow after the big win last night. Well, I saw the game last night, Tommy. I thought your team looked excellent, did a good job. You know, Ambush, I'm not sure their record doesn't really reflect, you know, the quality of that team. They easily could have a few more wins, and they always play tough down in St. Louis.
For some reason, I've watched a ton of St. Louis games, and I'm not quite sure why they're always on when I'm watching, but they're a really good team. I mean, their record doesn't even come close to showing. I mean, they have to play Milwaukee a bunch. You think about it in years past, Milwaukee and Kansas City every, 12 times.
All right, Wave is going to get a free kick out of this one as Max Ferdinand prepares to address the ball. He'll step over and let Salete. They get it back, and the shot by Bennett. Good save there by Coughlin. Speaking of Coughlin, Tommy, his second year with your club, he's an excellent-looking goalkeeper. Yeah,
he's again, it's actually third season with us. So he played 7 games his first year, and then he got most of them until Brian. And it takes, like Keith Tozer says, it takes 120 games to become an indoor soccer player, and he's probably at not even 30 yet. So he's having a really good year. The game has slowed down for him. I've talked to him about, with the ball at his feet, where he used to play a field player, when he was 12 and 13. We have a lot of Syracuse guys in this team. We probably have like 8 or 9 guys that were born in Syracuse. So he played on my son's team, and he was a forward. Okay. They kind of went into goal later on, and so his feet were surprising. They weren't as good as they were, but it takes some time.
Oh, no question about it. And goalkeeper probably the most challenging position, certainly, because not only do you have to defend the goal, but you also have to become a significant part of offense. Outdoor keepers, certainly, if they can handle the ball, distribute with their feet, that's a key thing, but nothing like indoor.
Well, yeah, I mean, nothing like Milwaukee, right? I mean, Milwaukee, out of any team in the league, I think Lemos has the ball more than any other player on the field today, which I'm not sure is a great thing, but, they do a really good job of keeping their goalkeeper. We try not to.
Here's a drive by Tavernisi, just wide right. Well, again, Joey, I like your team. You guys have slowly built it up into a pretty solid team. You've got several guys, as Art and I were talking before, who've been with you since day one. I believe you've got 3 players.
Yeah, we have 3 from day one and probably 9. I mean, if you look at our starting.
Foul called here. Let's see what we got.
I think it's Domenico and Ruggles who are going at it, or.
Well, somehow Joey got called for the foul. That's his 3rd, so he's got to be careful. Remember, in the MASL, you get 3 personals in each half, and on your 4th, your team would give up a penalty. Let's check it out one more time with the Wisconsin Vision Instant Replay. Well, it didn't really see it there, but
a little push.
Okay. So, but tough race in that Eastern Division. Of course, Baltimore is always a tough team. Florida has built up a very good squad here the last couple of years. And, Harrisburg vastly improved from a couple of years ago. So, you guys are knocking heads in a pretty tough division now.
Yeah, we are knocking heads. And, everyone, I laugh at the predictions that they make at the beginning of the season. But, if you look at our group, we have, our top 2 lines have all played 7 years in a row indoors. And, they're not the biggest names because we're in Syracuse and we haven't been. We got to be able to beat Baltimore, right, to be able to get a little bit more. But I'm really confident in this group.
You guys still feel the ghost of Dolph Shays in the Nationals in that on center?
That's a long time ago.
It's interesting. That
I'm a Danny Shays guy, not a Dolph Shays guy.
With this arena here, and of course the on center in Syracuse, you've got 2 venues that were actually part of the NBA in the early 1950s, which is kind of amazing. I always say, Tommy, that your building, our building, and the sports arena in San Diego are the 3 iconic buildings now still remaining in indoor soccer.
And ours is definitely iconic. I mean, I think this has gone through this arena has gone through some more upgrades. But again, I love the feel of our arena. It's a really, really loud place to play in.
Yeah, and I'm sure again the fans who've been there to see the game, either you guys or perhaps the Crunch, you can just feel the atmosphere there. And again, there's not too many of these old classic type arenas around anymore.
No, because everyone's going to newer and newer arenas, right? Everyone's building newer arenas. But you know, I love the War Memorial. You know, and again, 7 years, and we're still going, and the fans in Syracuse have been great.
Wade still controlling the possession. Nobody has scored here in this period. Ian Bennett, who just took a shot there, saved by Coughlin, has 2 goals, both in the first period. So again, a pretty tight game as far as scoring is concerned thus far. There is a man right there Milwaukee will have to keep a close eye on, number 55, Canardo Forbes. He and Joey Tavernisi, number 27, the 2 of the main offensive spark plugs for the Silver Knights, whistle off the ball as looked like Jelovic and also Chad Vandegrift doing a little pushing and shoving there. Vandegrift got called for the foul. See one more time as you see Chad was obstructing Jelovic on his run through. Bo has been a very impressive player, I think, Tommy, for you guys over the years. Guy we've seen play everywhere, including goalkeeper one time.
Well, we kind of lack a target this year besides a Joey, so we needed to put someone up top. And you know, Bo was typically a forward. You know, his whole career as a college and the little that he played pro outdoors, I believe, and even with the Binghamton local teams. But he's done a good job for it. He's a handful. So I mean, like, you know, he'll only get better and better as the season comes along. I wouldn't want to play against him. I'll tell you that.
No, I agree. I totally agree. And you're actually a former player.
He doesn't get his share of fouls. They're able to, you know, kick him a little bit more because he's not that smaller guy. So I think he gets a bad break in that he doesn't get some of the calls that, you know, a smaller guy will get.
Forbes with it right there as Ruggles tries to stick with him. Now Darren Toby on the far side will knock it back to Canardo Forbes. Forbes, a Jamaican native, and he has become an institution soccer-wise up in Western New York.
He's a great story. When I first met Canardo, he kind of slept on my couch, you know, until he kind of learned the indoor game. And, you know, arguably, I think he's the best two-way player in the league, in my opinion. Can do a lot, and doesn't always get, you know, the notoriety that he probably should do. He should score a few more points than he does, but when he scores, they're really good goals.
He is a big-time, crunch-time goal scorer. No question about that. Has a couple of overtime game winners, I believe, this year. You saw the foul called on Slava Ubi-Patapovic, a former Cleveland State University Viking, which, of course, was the institution of your longtime teammate Tim Tima.
Sure was.
Former CSU Viking. How about, Tommy, you still follow the NC State Wolfpack these days?
I do still follow the NC State work. I'm a Syracuse basketball fan, and I'm truly a Syracuse fan in general, but I do follow NC State because Scotty Sway. It's funny, all the guys that play with me in Cleveland, Scotty and Dwan and Henry, they all live in Raleigh.
Okay.
So a shout out to those guys today because I'm sure Scotty watched a bunch of games. I know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys had certainly had some great teams, some great players back in the day, and that is a proud institution in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Ruggles trying to knock one in off the import. Coughlin comes up and he's throwing. Looking for Slava on the far side. Grable trying to cut him off. Stewart with a good job there to get it back to the goalkeeper. Final middle of play. Now Ferdinand trying to work his way through a double team as the Knights keep the pressure on. Marcio able to knock it down, now turn and go. 3 on 5 as Syracuse gets back. Plays it off the inboard. Tipped away. Grable could not get the shot. Final minute of play in a tough first half here. And this game is going to be pretty tense, I'm sure, coming into the second half as well. Both teams trying to see if they can get this one here today. Milwaukee trying to break a 3-game losing skid, and Syracuse trying to clinch a winning road trip with a win today. As it goes back, I was going to say, Tommy, it's almost like house money if you're at the casino. You get a win here today, you got the winning road trip, and then you can just let her loose tomorrow.
I mean, truly the first game, obviously, in these 3-3 is the most important, right? And we got that. So we're in, going into halftime, we're in a good position. That's not a foul of Bo at 1 second doesn't help, but we're in a good position, 2-0 going into the half. You get the next one, and Milwaukee, they're supposed to win this game, so they'll be really tight if we can get the first one. If we don't, then who knows what happens.
Well, Tommy, it's been a pleasure to have you and catch up with you here a little bit. Again, continued success with the Syracuse Falcons, and best of luck going forward. And who knows, we could see each other again. I know the teams play in Syracuse again, and beyond that.
Well, we hope to see you guys in March.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, Tommy Tanner, the president of the general manager of the Syracuse Silver Knights, joining us here on the telecast. We'll take a break now. Halftime here from the UW-Milwaukee Panther Arena, and it's still the Wave 2, Silver Knights nothing, and we will get ready to send it down for the halftime interview with Wave coach Giuliano Oliviero. And now let's send it down to Van McNeil, who's there with the coach.
McNeil alongside head coach Giuliano Oliviero, Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital Coach's Corner. A bit of a change here after this rough road trip here. It's good to be back home, huh?
You know what? It's great to be in front of our fans. Thank you guys for cheering on the guys. They need it right now. And, we got off to a great start. 2 great goals from Ian Bennett and the opportunity to have more. And you know what? We just can't relax. We got 30 more minutes, and we're playing a team that has some of the best players in the league on it. So we got to be ready for anything in the second half.
Yeah, we've been on a stretch here. What do you tell the guys to keep them motivated? Another 30 minutes to go.
I don't think they need to be told anything. They're ready. They're prepared, and we're going to put our best foot forward in the second half.
All right, head coach Giuliano Oliviero, the Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital Coach's Corner. So far, so good, Wave fans. You got to come check us out here at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. Get more at MilwaukeeWave.com. We want to see you.
Arena has experience in some of the biggest events in the country, and we're able to bring that same expertise to local events. We do a lot of corporate anniversaries, company parties. Most of them never plan events like this, so they're looking for our experience to plan these events with them.
Well, every August, we have our customer appreciation party where we close down the restaurant. Customers are able to sample beer, wine, enjoy live music, desserts, the whole 9 yards.
Arena can provide a turnkey service from tents, tables and chairs, linens.
Everybody has a wonderful time, and it's something different out of the ordinary that we're able to do for our customers and for our vendors. They're able to just sit back and relax.
People want more than just a cover for weather. They were able to transform parking lots into amazing event venues.
Arena rental is very easy to work with. I would recommend them to anybody.
For just a moment, think about your life without electricity. No lights, no refrigerator, no computers. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? American Transmission Company helps to keep the lights on. ATC's electric transmission lines deliver electricity from where it's generated to where it's needed. We help provide people in Wisconsin with economical, reliable power for their everyday life. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Go where the pros go for chiropractic care, massage therapy, and exercise rehabilitation. Goodyear Chiropractic Health Center, the official chiropractor and massage therapist for the Milwaukee Wave.
For all your construction needs.
Experience Wisco Hotels, a broad selection of quality hotels throughout the state of Wisconsin for the value-minded traveler. Whether you're looking for a hotel in Milwaukee, Madison, Fond du Lac, Appleton, or Oshkosh, Wisco Hotels has you covered with great service, comfort, convenience, outstanding hotel rates, special hotel promotions, and so much more. To book your room or to get more information, visit wiscohotels.com. Wisco Hotel Group, proud partners of your Milwaukee Wave.
just about ready to go here with the start of the second half. As you saw Josh Lemos coming up with some big saves to keep the Syracuse Silver Knights off the board for the first half. 2-0 Wave as we start the second half. Tom went along with the Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer. Art, a very controlled first half, I guess you'd say, dominated by the Wave's possession. Milwaukee can keep up the same format. They're in pretty good shape. What do you expect to see perhaps from Syracuse to try and change the tone of this thing a bit?
Well, I thought Josh Lemos in the Wave goal played very well in the first half. He made some good saves to keep Syracuse off the board. And so if you're Syracuse, you're not in a bad spot. You're down 2 on the road. They played last night. Difficult 3-game stretch. And if you're Ryan Hall, you've got to be telling your guys, hang in there, let's keep it close, give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter. But I like their game plan. They've dropped back when they've had to. They've pressured when they've had to. And I think it's just a matter of trying to get one behind Lemos and give your guys a little more confidence to feel like they can walk out of here with a victory.
Well, as we always talk about it, whenever there's a 2-goal difference, the next goal is huge. So whoever gets it is going to have some critical momentum, especially if the Wave can score to go up by 3. As you get a look there at Lemos sporting the pink jersey, while everyone else in yellow for Milwaukee, honoring SpongeBob SquarePants with those jerseys today.
And I was joking in the first half about the SpongeBob SquarePants jerseys, Tom, but I got 3 daughters. And I said, hey, you want to go to the Wave game today? And they're like, nah, I'm not so sure. And my oldest one, Mia, said, what's the theme? And I said, it's a SpongeBob SquarePants game. And they all said, okay, we'll get in the car and go. So
we're there, Dad.
We're
Don't
there,
have to tell us anything else. Underway third quarter. Syracuse with it. They go right to left as we look at the action. Only game going on right now, the MASL. 4 more to follow tonight, 4 more tomorrow, including the Syracuse Silver Knights going to St. Louis to visit the Ambush.
That was the theme for today, plus the promise of some dipping dots at halftime that got them in the car.
I think you got a pretty good deal on that one. Yelovec for Syracuse will play it back out high. Darren Toby with it now as Ian Bennett takes a look at him. So the Wave with Leite, Bennett, Ferdinand across the front with Grable and Santos on the defensive backfield. Josh Lemos, the goalkeeper. Andrew Coughlin, the goalkeeper for Syracuse. Yelovic and Forbes running up front, along with Ubi Patapovic, and then Rahman and Schindler on the defensive back. Foul called on Yelovic right there.
I agree. I think it's a pretty good deal. You know, $21 worth of dipping dots. That's what else would I want to do on a Saturday afternoon in Milwaukee?
I hear you, buddy. Ball out of bounds.
That's $21, and that was just for my daughters and your large dipping dots. You told me you wanted the cotton candy ones, right?
Yeah, you got it. You got it, buddy. Santos with it for Milwaukee as Wave, which had the line share possession in the first half, works it left to right. Again, Lemos not afraid to come forward with it. And off the ball, blue card displayed as Ubi Patapovic and Santos were going at it. Boy, look at Slava. He
wants a piece of.
He was enraged.
Jonathan Santos.
Wow. And you can tell the 7-year veteran Slava Ubi Patapovic is very irate.
Yeah, do you see any blood, Tom? I don't see any coming out of Ubi Patapovic's nose there, but it was an elbow, I believe, off the ball, and Santos was holding his nose.
Santos will go to the box. They have not issued any other penalties since then. There's Jonathan Santos. Well, you know, we've had a few minor skirmishes going on here today, but that was the most serious for sure. And No blood coming from Ubi Potapovich, but I'll bet his blood was boiling inside the way we saw him react.
Referees are talking about it here. And once again, Tom, if you've called a penalty for an elbow, let's see what happens here with the referees. Because those, look at, there goes Jamie Walter into his pocket. Got a yellow card. Sure who it's for. And now Tenzin Rampa with some heated words for Bo Jelovac.
Two captains exchanging pleasantries there. Yeah, Tenzin looked pretty animated there. We usually don't see him get verbally too wound up out there, so he's...
I didn't know Tenzin spoke Serbian. I know a little bit, Tom.
Well, somebody's going to get a yellow card out of this, as they mentioned.
Number 99, Telvisa,
So I believe Santos goes 2 minutes for elbowing, and then you have Ubi Potapovich 5 minutes on the misconduct. Both the penalties coming at 1:16 of the third quarter.
For Syracuse, Syracuse will be on the power play.
And
here for the next 2 minutes. So,
it's hard for me to really comment on it, Tom, because I didn't see it. I didn't see what happened. But if it's an elbow off the ball that warrants at least a 2-minute penalty, you got to think Jonathan Santos could be considered fortunate here that he's still in the game, because the league really frowns on any type of elbowing to the head area.
Let's play some soccer.
And like I said, I didn't see it. I mean, I try to be fair on these things. I didn't see it, but hey, he called a 2-minute penalty, right? You saw Ubi Parapovich's reaction to it. And he's got to be thinking, man, I'm in the box for 5. Santos has 2. And while it's a Syracuse power play, they're going to be missing Ubi Parapovich, who's one of the stalwart players on their power play unit.
Syracuse in the power play first time today. Silver Knights so far this year, 37%. They've converted on 7 of 19. Have not allowed a shorthand goal. And the Wave, as far as penalty killing, at 73%. They've killed off 24-33. They have scored 1 shorthand goal, that courtesy of Ian Bennett. Bennett has both the goals so far today. Milwaukee leads at 2-0. But the Silver Knights now with the man advantage. Schindler, Forbes, Jelovac, Thompson, and Tavernisi, the power play unit for Syracuse. Swung over to Thompson. He fanned on the shot there, the attempted left-hand side. Grable trying to knock it free. He's out there with Marcio, Vega, and Bennett. Lemos gathers that one in and throws it downfield.
You said Thompson fanned on that shot, right where Ubi Parapovich would be, down on that low right side.
Grable and Thompson battling the corner. Thompson able to get it back. Forbes, he'll crank up the shot just above the frame. Forbes can launch it from anywhere. Jelovac settles, now Schindler. Plays it back as he gets it back now from Forbes. Wave trying to rotate defensively. Thompson center on the play. Broke it up, but we're going to get a foul off the ball. Looked like Ian Bennett going to get called for the foul, putting down Jelovac. Still 10 seconds left in the power play, so man advantage restart coming from Syracuse. Excellent chance right here for the Silver Knights.
Yeah, and if I'm Ryan Hall, I'm probably taking a timeout here with this restart. Big opportunity. You ask me, how do they get back in the game? Well, how about a power play goal off a restart?
Forbes touches over Jelovac. They roll it in the middle, and somehow the Wave is able to keep it out of the goal. Penalty is going to expire. Here comes Santos, and the shot up by Forbes into the stands. Check it out on the Wisconsin Vision Instant Replay. How did this one not go in?
Well, it didn't go in because they made 3 passes on a restart from inside the arc. Are you kidding me? You've got a man advantage, a 2-man wall, and you're going to pass it 3 times before you even... Was that a shot? It was just a little ball off the back wall. And the Wave with 4 or 5 players right in front to clear it away from danger. And that's why I would have taken a timeout right there. And I know you don't like to waste them early in the third quarter, but a pivotal moment in the game, Wave leading 2-0 and Syracuse on the power play.
Yeah, overpassing might be the overstatement on that one, huh?
Well, you've got 2 men in a wall, Tom, from an area where the defense would normally put 3 in there. There's got to be either a direct shot or a 1 pass and a shot, not 3 passes.
Lemos cautiously handling it as he tried to play it to the corner for Max, but it popped out past him, and Coughlin picks it up. Coughlin's had a solid game so far today from Syracuse. Kept the Silver Knights in it. Both goalkeepers looking sharp today. And with some tired legs on both sides, their efforts are strongly appreciated. Here's Vitale with a shot that's cleared out. Forbes will get it. Forbes trying to blast one in short side. Lemos turned it away. Forbes gets it back. Jelinek now. Bennett able to play it over to Max. Looking to spring Ian down the near wing, but Schindler's going to out-hustle him as Coughlin controls. Tommy Tanner's, may have heard our conversation with him in the second period, talking about how Coughlin has really improved here. This now his 3rd season with the Silver Knights. Broken up at midfield. Tavernisi still with it, takes a bump from Ferdinand, and Max going to get called for the foul.
What I like about Coughlin is not only his ability to stop shots, but he plays very quickly with his feet. Doesn't get caught with the ball. He does come out, as we'll see right here. You see him just to the right of the referee. But he doesn't take a lot of time on the ball and doesn't get himself in trouble in the middle third or sometimes the attacking third where we see these keepers go nowadays.
No, he gets it and moves it. Just like Pat Healy when he was called upon to be the goaltender last night for the Baltimore Blast. Van Zalen went down. I have not seen an update on his injury, but he had to be hauled off the field with a couple of teammates last night. And needless to say, Art, that would be a huge blow to the Blast if he's gone for an extended period, especially with their 3-game series coming against the Milwaukee Wave in a few weeks.
Van Zalen, the goalkeeper of the year multiple times in indoor soccer, and a guy who's been able to remain injury-free throughout his career.
So we'll see what the update is. The Blast will be back in action again. Yeah, let's see when Baltimore is going to play again. Friday nights, they'll be at Harrisburg. Well, the Wave able to thwart that Syracuse possession. Here's Chino trying to come 2-on-1 with Ricardino. Chino coming in, shot, save, Coughlin. Oh, that's a big save there for Coughlin. That might be his State Farm Insurance save of the game here for the second half.
Chino took 1 extra touch and it allowed Coughlin to set his feet, and it also narrowed the angle. Look at that extra touch right there. Coughlin kicked out that right leg.
Kick, save, and a beauty, as Dan Kelly would say. Kelly, the former great play-by-play man of the St. Louis Blues. Wave trying to come out of there with it, but Forbes able to stop Isaac Pereira. Forbes controlling. Pereira staying right with him now. Played back to Toby at midfield. Jelinek trying to work his way top of the area. The former Albany Great Dane. Forbes coming to the corner. Pereira staying right with him. Isaac making his debut for the Wave today, and looked okay so far on both ends of the field. Coughlin at midfield trying to keep that one in, couldn't do it, and that will bring us to the media timeout. Still a 2-0 game. The last goal in this game scored by Ian Bennett on an assist from Drew Ruggles at 11:33 of the first period. That was after Bennett opened the scoring on an assist from Stuart Grable at 4:19. Ian now with 37 goals, which is second in the league as far as goal scoring, and 46 points, which tops the MASL in that category. So it's still a 2-goal deficit. Taking a look at the rest of the slates today and tomorrow in the MASL. The Baltimore Blast hosting the Harrisburg Heat tonight, and so we'll see if Van Zalen is able to come back or not for the Blast. Florida Tropics entertaining the Kansas City Comets down in Lakeland, Florida. Tacoma will be at RGV in Hidalgo, Texas at the State Farm Arena. Barracudas, by the way, have that greatest inflatable Barracuda I've ever seen where the teams run out for in the start of the game. And then San Diego will be in Hermosillo to take on Sol State Sonora. Tomorrow, as we mentioned, Syracuse will be at St. Louis. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff at the Family Arena. Monterey hosting the Tacoma Stars. Monterey at 12-0, looking to stay undefeated. The Turlock Express will be in Hidalgo to take on the Barracudas at State Farm Arena. And then San Diego will travel to Ontario, or rather back to San Diego to host the Ontario Fury, looking to avenge their setback the other night in Ontario.
You mentioned that injury to William Van Zela, the Baltimore Blast, Tom, and it's like, well, what are they going to do? Without Van Zela, what are they going to do? They're going to do what Danny Kelly and the Baltimore Blast always does. They're going to find someone to go in the goal. They're going to play unbelievable defense in front of that guy, and they're going to go out and they're going to win games like the Baltimore Blast always does.
I would tend to agree with you, Art.
Yeah, you know, you talk about an underrated coach. That guy is as underrated as they come. You talk about a stickler to detail. The guy's got books and books, and the players tease him about it. But he and David Bascombe, Kevin Healy, it doesn't matter. The names have changed year after year after year, and the only thing that remains the same is the Baltimore Blast goes out and puts up quality performances night in and night out. It's a championship franchise.
Syracuse with the possession, going right to left here in the third period in what is still a 2-0 game. Don't forget, Wave will be right back here on the black turf of the UW-Milwaukee Panther Arena a week from tomorrow when they will entertain the St. Louis Ambush. 1 o'clock kickoff time. You can get your tickets by calling 414-224-WAVE or order online, MilwaukeeWave.com. Grable over to Bennett. He launches one just above the frame. Good play by Vega to get it back from Milwaukee, and they will cycle the possession. Syracuse was at least getting a little bit of possession time there for a while, but now Milwaukee's got it back, and they have tended to hang on to it for a while when they get it. Marcio will play it up to Ricardinho. Streaking into the zone, but 4 defenders back for Syracuse. Santos with it, and Santos put down by Yelovec in untimely penalty there, and Wave reacting a bit. Well, I think Jonathan probably milked that one a little bit. But of course, Syracuse still upset with Santos for his elbow against Ubi Patapovic earlier in this period.
I didn't see it. I'd like to see the replay again, Tom. I was looking down at the field. You said it looked like he milked it a bit. Well, that's the problem is Santos just got into it with Ubi Parapovic. Remember, Yelovac was at the midfield stripe, jawing with Rampa. Here we go. Let me take one more look at this one again. Oh, wow. Now, that's not a 2-minute penalty there.
But by the same token, I can't blame the officials for being overreacting for a bit because they've already had some, physical altercations here.
Yeah, but game. That's not a 2-minute penalty.
No, I would agree with that. Probably could have just called a foul right there. So the Wave on the power play looking to see if they can extend their 2-0 advantage. Ian trying to get in, and Coughlin with a good stop there after Bennett made a nice move on the end board.
Nice decisive move that time by Bennett. He made up his mind to take it to goal. See it right here. And then Coughlin with the left hand. Nice save on Bennett.
Tavernisi trying to make a shorthand bid. Wave cuts him off. Ricardinho moves it up to Marcio. He's got some space. Trying to push 3-2. Trying to make it 4-2. Marcio. But off target with the pass there. In between Vega and next Ferdinand. They cycle it back around. Bennett, he's going to be shooting. Shot a goal! Ian Bennett, he's got the hat trick. And Milwaukee takes a 3-0 lead. One thing about that guy, Art, when he has his mind on shooting, he is going to take a shot.
Well, he made his mind up that time, crossed over from left to right, and then beat Coughlin, who was screened on the shot by 2 Syracuse penalty killers in front of him. Low and hard to the far post. That's the remedy for any goal scorer indoors. Look at as what Coughlin sees. He's screened right there, trying to look around his penalty killers. Never saw that shot from Bennett.
Boy, great look on that end zone camera here from our production crew.
Absolutely.
On the Wisconsin Vision Instant Replay, Ian Bennett, a true superstar in the MASL. He's got the hat trick today. I believe that is Ian's 7th hat trick this season. 7 in just 16 games. Double check that. Maybe might be 8 in 16, which would put him at 50%.
My daughters came running up, Tom, and they said, Dad, Ian's the only guy that scored today. I got 3 good spotters here next to us.
3 excellent spotters. Well, they know soccer. There's no question about that.
3 excellent spotters and 3 excellent goals by number 26, Ian Bennett.
Here's Curiel. Lays it off far side. Tracked down in the far corner. Nice job there by Perea. As Lemos gets it back. Josh will drive one in the corner. Chino turning, bouncing shot. Coughlin able to get a piece of that one. Rebound follow by Perea. Didn't get much on it. And Syracuse will take it. Here's Slava pushing upfield, being chased by Perea. Slava still coming with it. Likes to get it on that favored left foot. Nice job by Perea to spin out of it, and dumped by Slava. The foul is called.
And Slava, Bojelovic, they all got to keep their composure now. They got another match tomorrow as well. And they got to remember that. There's, you see the foul on Pereira.
They go to St. Louis tomorrow afternoon to take on the Ambush, and I got to believe the Ambush is going to be geared up to avenge last night's defeat on their home turf.
And now,
yellow card coming out. Somebody on the Syracuse bench yapping a little bit too much, and Chris Penzo pulls out the card. And as you said, Art, they got to be careful here. Another game tomorrow. That's Slava now. That is going to be his 2nd yellow card. If he gets, well, if that's a 2nd yellow card.
Here's the deal, Wade fans. A Syracuse Selenites penalty.
You're right. One more penalty for Slava, and he's gone. You see the head coach, Ryan Hall.
2 yellow cards coming off the bench. Your Milwaukee Wave is now on the
So 2 bench yellow cards equals a penalty. In the old days, I thought it used to be 3 yellow cards as a team, so they may have changed that rule.
brings on another blue card. So a Syracuse Selenites player will have to join.
But maybe it's just 2 from the bench equals 1 blue.
Well, they're saying it's the 3rd yellow card for Syracuse.
So Vitro Patera will go to the box to serve it at 11:26.
And if you're Ubi Parapovic, you're sitting there going, come on, this all started with me getting elbowed in the face. Now I've got 10 minutes in penalties here.
Turning out to be a frustrating day for the former CSU Viking, as you see him sitting next to Patera in the box. So the Wave on the power play once again. You know, I'm sure at this stage, a 3-goal deficit to Syracuse fans probably looks more like about 6 the way this game has been going. But still, if they can kill this one off and get the next goal, they are definitely right back in it.
Yeah, they're not thinking about that trip back through Chicago to St. Louis, or hopefully they're going through Rockford. It's a little bit better drive, Tom, than going through Chicago.
All right, Wave on the power play, going zone to the rights. Leite Ferdinand trying to center on the play. Cleared out by Toby for the Silver Knights. Fans try and inspire the Wave to get another power play goal here. And that would really loom large. Bennett took a shot, just missed it. Max rebound centering. Oh, what a save by Coughlin to stop Vega. There is a State Farm Insurance save of the game. We'll take a look at the replay when we get time. Huge save by Coughlin to stop Vega, who had a 98% opportunity in the middle. Bennett again, just missing wide off the frame. Max settles, looks, fires. That one deflects just wide. Bennett will play it back. Ricardinho back for Bennett, fires again, and Coughlin makes the save. Check this one out. Well, there it is right there. Spectacular save by Coughlin. But Syracuse still not out of the woods here. Wave still with the man advantage for 53 seconds. Ricardinho fires just high. Well, Wave power play looking a little more vibrant than we've seen in the past few games here. Vega in the middle. Vega lays it off far side. Bennett shot, save made. Coughlin.
Right now, Ian Bennett is on a mission to score goals.
30 seconds in the power play.
Max, Ian, turning, shot and a goal. We'll see who gets credit for it. Vega was at the far post. I think that might have been going in anyway.
I think it was in before Vega touched it. Bennett, from an extremely bad angle, he made a little diagonal run, and from a very poor angle, beat Coughlin, I believe through the legs. Let's watch one more time. Right through Coughlin's legs. I think it was all the way over the line before Vega touched it. We'll have a better look from right here. Yeah, I think it's in. I think you could see that ball over the line.
Time of the goal at 13:03. Well, if it goes to Bennett, it's his fourth of the game. If it's Vega, it's his first. That's going to be a tough one to sort out who got it. And of course, the other factor is if Ian gets goal, then Max gets the assist. If not, then Bennett gets the assist. If that ball wasn't fully across the line, it was 98% across. But I will give credit to Vega to making sure it goes through. You can't stand around and just think it's going to go in there automatically.
No, you touch it anytime you can. How many times have we seen Ian do it?
I still remember, might have been the first or second year the Bradley Center were playing over there. Somebody launched a ball down at the empty net and it was going in, and Johnny Shapansky ran up to touch it in from the middle of the goal as it was rolling in. And I believe it was after some of the boys were getting on him there, Johnny said, hey, you never take anything for granted.
No, and you never know what your agent has put into your contract either. There's goal scoring bonuses, assist bonuses, you name it.
Chino got called for the foul there. Now, good step up here as coming in with the shot and the save on a great play by Chamali to intercept the pass and come in for the shot. Boy, Coughlin again has just been tremendous, especially this period. He has put on a goalkeeping clinic. His counterpart, Josh Lemos, has had an outstanding game for Milwaukee, but hasn't faced nearly the number of shots that Coughlin has. Santos with pressure from Tabernese drops it back for Lemos. Final 32 seconds of the third quarter. Wave has added a pair of goals, both of the power play variety, to extend their lead to 4-0. Lemos to the corner. Bennett heads it across. Schindler for Syracuse. Schindler trying to work his way upfield in the final 15 seconds. Now to the corner. Rahman with it. Rahman, a former University of New Hampshire Wildcats, cleared out of there, and that will do it. Wave adds two more. One for sure, Ian Bennett. The other one possibly Ian Bennett, if not Guilherme Vega. And as we come to the fourth period, it's the Wave 4, Syracuse nothing. This is MASL Soccer and Wave Soccer.
Arena has experience in some of the biggest events in the country, and we're able to bring that same expertise to local events. We do a lot of corporate anniversaries, company parties. Most of them never plan events like this, so they're looking for our experience to plan these events with them.
Well, every August, we have our customer appreciation party where we close down the restaurant. Customers are able to sample beer, wine, enjoy live music, desserts, the whole 9 yards.
Arena can provide a turnkey service from tents, tables and chairs, linens.
Everybody has a wonderful time, and it's something different out of the ordinary that we're able to do for our customers and for our vendors. They're able to just sit back and relax.
People want more than just a cover for weather. They were able to transform parking lots into amazing event venues.
Arena Rental is very easy to work with. I would recommend them to anybody.
For just a moment, think about your life without electricity. No lights, no refrigerator, no computers. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? American Transmission Company helps to keep the lights on. ATC's electric transmission lines deliver electricity from where it's generated to where it's needed. We help provide people in Wisconsin with economical, reliable power for their everyday life. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Go where the pros go for chiropractic care, massage therapy, and exercise rehabilitation. Goodyear Chiropractic Health Center, the official chiropractor and massage therapist for the Milwaukee Wave.
Fourth quarter, ready to go here from Milwaukee. Wave leading the Syracuse Silver Knights 4-0. Tom went along with the Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer. Apparently the second power play goal scored by the Wave in the third period will be credited to Guilherme Vega, with Ian Bennett getting the assist. So Ian with a hat trick and an assist. Total of 4 points today, 48 to lead the league, as Vega gets his fourth goal of the season and his 10th point. And Milwaukee taking advantage of their power play opportunities today, Art. They had struggled a bit in that phase of the game on that 3-game road trip, but today doing a pretty nice job on the PPG.
Well, what a difference between home and the road. You mentioned earlier the Wave 6-0 coming into this one, and right where they left off at home anyway.
Nothing like the familiar signs of the black turf, the only one of its kind in North American professional indoor soccer. As Craig Elson in San Diego likes to say, yeah, they've got the black turf in Milwaukee.
And if you're Ryan Hall, the questions you have right now are, when do you go sixth attacker? I'd probably go pretty soon. And then do you shut down Ubi Parapovic, who's sitting on 2 cards?
Takeaway, Jelovic with Lemos retreating, but he's off the mark as he tried to chip it down from midfield. Yeah, that's a good point, because Syracuse could ill afford to lose Slava for tomorrow's game. Wave wins this one, and tomorrow's game for Syracuse really looms large. They are in a dogfight with Florida and the Harrisburg Heat to try to nail down that second playoff spot in the Eastern Division. In fact, as you look across the MASL, Art, the division leaders pretty much are going to go on to win it, that being Baltimore, Milwaukee, Monterey, and San Diego. But the real battle is for those second playoff spots in each division.
Sorry, Tom, go ahead.
I was going to say in Central Division, it would be Cedar Rapids and Kansas City. Not that I'm totally going to dismiss St. Louis at this point. And then
really?
Well,
no, come on.
Realistically, they have a very slim chance of coming back. Trailing Cedar Rapids by 5 now.
Speaking of St. Louis, I know there's a number of Syracuse fans who made the trip to St. Louis and decided just to stay in St. Louis and watch this game online before Syracuse returns to join them tomorrow. Hope those fans from Syracuse that are in St. Louis enjoy my former hometown on a beautiful day, probably, in St. Louis. Get out there, see the arch.
Header across as Vega looking across for Chad Vandegrift. Chad flying through the air, thought he got bumped from behind.
They can go out and visit Busch Stadium where a real professional baseball team plays.
In reality, fans, Art is a secondary Brewers fan, but
I wasn't talking about the Brewers. Oh. That wasn't my reference there. They don't have pro baseball in Syracuse, do they?
Oh, no. Well, they do. AAA.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Good. The Chiefs, longtime team in Syracuse.
Okay.
So the challenge has been issued, St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, go out and beat those Chiefs. They play in the same league as the Bisons, the Buffalo Bisons?
Sure do.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Rochester Red Wings. There's a good rivalries up there.
Those are some nice ballparks to go to, though.
Here, the Wave.
But yeah, it's what, probably 40 degrees here in Milwaukee today, Tom? Got to be close. I'd got to think it's St. Louis. It's got to be mid to high 50s.
You would think so. And as you said, Art, tremendous place to visit. Lots of stuff to do. Some great restaurants.
Careful crossing over the river there. You know, got to watch where you wander off to. As Chevy Chase found out.
Well, no problem during the day. I'm not sure I want to go in the middle of the night. But during the day, no problem. Yeah, drop over, see that Casino Queen in East St. Louis. Ian Thompson, our producer, says 56 in St. Louis. Ian, by the way, is slated to head for Miami, he told us, next week. So we'll have Meredith in the hot seats working the broadcast. But well-deserved respite for Ian.
Headed to Miami. What's the Super Bowl in Miami this year? Oh, that's Minnesota.
Twin Cities, baby. That's where the Vikings are looking to become the first host team ever. But I'm sure it'll be rocking. Now Ferdinand trying to press upfield. He is 2 on 4 with Perea, and he'll back it up. Chamale. Daniel just becoming activated again on that recently completed road trip. So he's only playing his 4th game for the Wave after an outstanding rookie campaign last year. Give a good look at the Canadian native, sporting a thicker beard than we used to see him have. Chamale got called for the foul. He's got to hustle back in it. Forbes coming across. Forbes fires just wide. Oh, Canardo had that one measured, but just a bit wide.
Lemos hanging on to that clean sheet, at least for now.
There's only been one shutout in the MASL so far this year. That was authored by San Diego's Chris Toth against Ontario earlier this season at the Valley View Casino Arena in San Diego. Good job there by Santos, the league's leader in block shots with 26 coming in. Good hustle back to block that shot from Yelovac, and not to mention keep his yapping going.
Yeah, I'm not sure Yelovac's taken too kindly to the reaction there of Jonathan Santos.
Not sure they speak anywhere remotely close to the same language, but I'm sure he could interpret the facial signs and body language otherwise.
And I don't think Jonathan cares.
No, he sure doesn't. That one deflects back to Coughlin. Schindler coming up the near side. He will stop and regroup.
Yeah, we were speaking baseball before, Tom. Is it kind of a unwritten rule you don't talk about the shutout when the keeper's got a shutout in indoor soccer?
Yeah, just like the
you and
no-hitter in
I
baseball,
just
right?
did.
Well,
or we weren't talking to the actual goaltender. Sorry, goalkeeper. Now you got me talking hockey here.
Netminder.
It's goaltender as well. You're listening to the guy that's going to go to Miami, and he's going to tell us about hockey?
Here comes Chino. Chino trying to come all the way in. Chino with a shot, but Coughlin cut off the near side. Syracuse, by the way, will have 7 of its remaining 9 at home following tomorrow's game. And that all starts for the Silver Knights when they take on the Miami Tropics week from tomorrow, Sunday, January 28th, in a 4 o'clock Eastern time game. That'll be a big one at the On Center in Syracuse. Wave, meanwhile, will be back for its next game right here on the black turf of the UWMP Arena a week from tomorrow, Sunday, January 28th, a 1:05 p.m. Central Time start against the St. Louis Ambush. Call the Wave office for tickets, 414-224-WAVE. You can also order online at MilwaukeeWave.com. That'll be game 2 of this 4-game homestand, and then the final 2 against the Baltimore Blast. Saturday, February 10th at 1 o'clock, and then Saturday, February 17th at 7 o'clock. Wave plays it back in, but Syracuse gets it back. Yeah, and even though there's 8+ change to go in this contest, like you said, Art, Syracuse might want to consider bringing in the extra attacker if they're going to try to change the tone of this a bit.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen it, because we've seen how many teams this year, Tom, start the 4th quarter on the 6th attacker down 4 or 5 goals.
Comets last night again in Baltimore. That's what really got them right back in the game. And Pat Healy doing a great job as a emergency goaltender for the Blast last night, as Venezuela went down with the injury in the first half. But boy, I'll tell you, when the barrage of shots were coming for the Comets, he was probably thinking, this isn't the format I was looking for here for my extended time as the netminder. See our Wisconsin Division instant replay of the last foul. Ruggles into the zone. Drew from Fayetteville, North Carolina, played his college soccer at Georgia Southern. Steadily has improved his game each season with the Wave.
You're the Wave right now. Just slow it down, make Syracuse come out. No reason to go forward here. The onus is on them. You've got your 4. It's been entertaining.
Ricardinho bumped down to the near side by Schindler. And eventually foul going to be called on Isaac Pereira. Ricardinho conservatively estimating giving up 60 pounds in that matchup with Schindler. Schindler goes about 190, Ricardinho maybe 130.
I was going to say, Ricky gives up probably 30 pounds at least to almost everybody in this league.
I'm not aware of anybody who weighs less, that's for sure. Silver Knights still trying to get on the board here as we get a foul called. Looks like Marcio going to get called for the fouls. He held up Tavernisi. Wave has done an excellent job today on Tavernisi. Il Paisano, the league's 8th leading scorer coming in. Had 3 goals and assists last night in St. Louis, and Milwaukee's done a good job to shut him down today. Normally, he has been a Wave killer in the past. Always good for a goal and assist against Milwaukee. So credit Milwaukee's defensive format today. Put the reps on Il Paisano. Headed out of bounds. And we'll have our media timeout here. Midway through the period. 6:11 left to go. As Tenzin Rampa headed it down, but it bounced out of bounds. So restart will come from the near sideline. 6:11 to go. Well, we'll see if Josh Lemos can keep it going and possibly garner a shutout today, but it's so difficult. Typically in the MASL, you're going to have maybe 1 or 2 per year. We've already had one this year in San Diego, so odds are it's not going to be easy to get.
Well, what's so impressive about it, Tom, is remember, this team just returned from a disastrous trip in Mexico, and for Josh, the Wave gave up 29 goals. Probably what, he was 27 or so of those on his record, right? And so one of the concerns was, from a confidence standpoint, how much was this going to affect him? And he certainly bounced back and played a pretty good game against Cedar Rapids, but they were sitting back. They were, didn't have a high volume of shots on him. He played well, but to come out here and shut out a really good Syracuse team for 3.5 quarters, that's a statement. That's a true statement, and really a testimony or testament to the confidence of Josh Lemos.
Josh, the league's winningest goalkeeper coming in with 12 wins, 12-3 with a 6.03 goals against average coming in, and a 62% save percentage. Matched up today against Andrew Coughlin, who has acquitted himself pretty well. Andrew at 6-1, 6.02 goals against average, and a 67% save percentage. Both goalkeepers have shown well today, that's for sure.
And here we go with 6:11 left. Ryan Hall does go 6th attacker with Kennardo Forbes.
So the Silver Knights decide now is the time to pull the keeper and see if they can generate some offense. Yelovec getting a lot of pressure from Stuart Grable, forced all the way back to his defensive end.
And we've seen Ian Bennett play with a tremendous amount of urgency and direct approach to goal. Watch him here on this empty net opportunity as well.
Well, Ian sees that empty net. He's like a piece of steel with an electromagnet on the other end. Toby will move it across on the far side as they get it back to Forbes. Now, loose ball, Grable jumps on it, but a foul going to be called against Milwaukee. And the Wave's going to get a delay of game warning there. As Grable knocked it downfield after the whistle sounded, although he was almost following through.
He was
with his,
in the process of striking the ball.
Kind of a quick whistle there. Nonetheless, the officials done a good job today to officiate this game. Jimmy Walter, Chris Penzo. Now, Bennett tried to slide the pass over to Vega. Nice move there by Guilherme, but Silver Knights are going to get it back, and now broken up again. Vega to Bennett, but he got tied up in the middle. Under 5 to go.
I had the good fortune of playing the same spot that Ian Bennett's playing right now, the top of that 6th attacker.
Pentagon.
Yeah, and once again, the mindset is attack the 6th attacker. Don't sit back and let them come at you. Put the ball in the back of the other team's net. That's got to be your approach. And certainly one that Ian Bennett has utilized and executed very well over the years.
Cleared out there by Grable. Forbes with Santos running past him. Now here's Slava near side. Good job by Grable to overplay that left foot. And again, the Wave doing a good job against the 6th attacker to force Syracuse back toward midfield. Tavernisi over to Slava, pass just behind him.
Tavernisi, after the big game last night, the hat trick against St. Louis, being held down here by the Wave.
Wave really has done an excellent job against him today. He and Forbes both.
Well, he hasn't even had, I don't know if he's had any chances to score tonight.
Nothing significant that I can recall. They work it in the middle, and Lemos able to punch it out of there after a tight exchange. Slava gets it back. Takes the shot, blocked by Bennett. Here's Ian in a race with Slava. And Ian able to run by him. How about that, Ian Bennett? number 4. And if not for a 50-50 decision scoring, Art, that would be his 5th goal of the 5 Milwaukee has today. Guy is amazing.
We talked about it, smelling blood out there, and they got into a foot race with Ubi Parapovic, and it wasn't any type of a contest in that one.
34 years old, he still runs like a man much younger. 4 goals and an assist today. And once again will be a candidate for MASL Team of the Week and Player of the Week, an honor that he's already won a couple of times.
The Canadian Bennett would make Ben Johnson proud with that type of speed.
Absolutely he would. And he's a much more fun-loving guy than Ben Johnson ever was. So, Silver Knights going to stay with the 6th attacker. They have nothing to lose. Slava draws the foul from Vega. 2:43 to go. Wave looking in pretty good shape to win this thing, but they would love to try to get a shutout if they can. But that's still going to be a difficult order. Turning shot, broken up. Look at this! Max Ferdinand lays it off. Oh, that's tremendous. Lays it off for his buddy and team captain, Tenzin Rampa. That is big time right there by Max. Not to mention he picks up another assist. And Tenzin's first goal of the season, 6-0 Wave. And I'll tell you, that's some beautiful teamwork and chemistry right there, right?
That's having some soccer sense too, knowing that the guy that's running in support hasn't scored this year. Not a lot of guys would be that unselfish, but not a lot of guys would be that aware of the situation. Max Ferdinand, the premier playmaker in the MASL, and also one of the smartest players on the pitch as well.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's how you cement your relationship with a team for a lifetime on plays like that. Max with his league-leading 27th assist of the season. 37 points overall as he still hangs in the scoring race. Coughlin comes back in as Syracuse has decided that's enough for the extra attacker. 2 goals for the Wave in the first period, third period, and 2 more so far here in the 6th. And right now, unless the Silver Knights really show any inclination to come forward, Milwaukee may be able to just run out the time here and preserve the shutout. But I'm not sure Syracuse is going to totally lay back here and let that happen. And I would say there's a good chance, Art, that Josh Lemos will be our PCI hardest working player of the game if the Wave maintains a shutout, even despite the fact Ian Bennett's got 4 goals and an assist. The only other thing Josh could do would be to add a goal himself. He leads all goalkeepers with 3 goals so far this year. 3 goals, 7 assists for 10 points. Josh has had a better season offensively than half the guys in this league are going to have who don't play goalkeeper.
So he got the 3 goals and, what'd you say, 6 assists, is it? 7 assists. I was looking during the game against Cedar Rapids the other night. They've got 18 guys on their roster, and he would currently be 8th on the Cedar Rapids roster in scoring.
Just amazing. Here we go, final minute of play. And I'm trying to think long and hard, Art, when the last time the Wave had a home shutout. I know Nick Vorberg turned the trick down in Monterey opening night against La Raza many years ago, but I don't know if we've seen a home shutout for the Wave. I remember Victor combined with John Howard. Howard stopping the shootouts in a game in the 90s back at the Bradley Center. Ruggles sends it downfield. Final 20 seconds of play. So unless the Silver Knights can score on what looks like their final possession, Josh Lemos is going to have his first MASL shutout. Vitale coming up, launches a shot up in the stands. And that's probably going to do it.
You see Lemos in his pink jersey telling the fans to get on their feet. Great effort by number 30. And I'm going to keep an eye here as they shake hands on Jonathan Santos and watch to see if there's any type of confrontation here.
What an effort today by Josh Lemos and the Wave as they come up with a big 6-0 victory over the Syracuse Silver Knights. Milwaukee breaks a 3-game losing streak. They improved to 13-3, and they clinch a spot in the 2018 Ron Newman playoffs with today's victory. They can finish no worse than second place. Top 2 teams in each division make it. Syracuse drops to 6-6. And we'll check out a few highlights here before sending it down.
Pretty interesting there, Tom. Do you see Santos in the post-game line? Not even out there,
Not even out there.
I think Giuliano and Marcelo said, hey, might be smart for you just to go to the locker room. That's interesting.
Well, probably some insightful coaching there.
Absolutely.
And no sense stirring things up anymore. Otherwise, pretty friendly handshake line, it looked like.
Absolutely, that was good.
Ian Bennett would be the man of the match, except for Josh Lemos. 4 goals and assists today for I-Plush. And the other half of the IMAX tandem, Max Ferdinand, adding the assist on the empty net goal by Tenzin Rampa. Great to see. We're standing by for our post-game interview. Our PCI hardest working player of the game. It will be the man who authored the shutouts. Just the second of the league season, the first of his career. Josh Lemos will be ready to talk. Let's send it down to Van McNeil, who's there with Josh Lemos.
Hardest working player of the game in his first career shutout. Give it up for number 30, Josh Lemos. Josh, this has got to be extra special.
Still here,
Your first career shutout here in the Major Arena Soccer League. How does it feel?
It feels all right. I mean, after 3 losses, you know, this is a better outcome for us, but the focus wasn't the shutout or how many goals. The focus was the win, and as a team, we did that today.
Yeah, we saw the defensive
So you're going to be in Miami, but might go across to the All-Star game if you can get over there.
Had our way with us, and then the other night in Cedar Rapids. You, though, not only on the defensive side with coming up on about 200 saves now, but you're also a striker. 3 goals this season so far.
Sometimes I get lucky, it goes in. Other times I miss, but thanks to the guys, they let me have my chance. They let me have my opportunity. And like I said, thank God, sometimes it goes in.
All right, let's put on that hat. The Professional Construction Incorporated hardest working player of the game in his first career shutout here in the Major Arena Soccer League. Give it up for number 30, Josh Lemos. Join us again here at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena next Sunday, Wave fans, as your Milwaukee Wave look to get back on that winning streak. We can make it 2 in a row as the St. Louis Ambush come into town here Sunday afternoon. It's Hawaiian Day. Get more at MilwaukeeWave.com. For Sandy Max and the entire crew here at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena, under the direction of Charlie Wise, Mike Jakubowski, Scott Johnson, and Drew Rutherford, my name is Van McNeil. Final score, Milwaukee Wave 6, Syracuse Silver Knights 0. Good night, everybody.